Alrighty fishers, welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of our series of where I call my friend Noah. And we talk about different species of fish. Last episode was yellowfin brim. This time is and really any type of flathead. Dusky, tiger, sand, just absolutely everything you can think of. So Noah, first of all, I have a couple of questions for you. What is the best way that you find you catch flatheads on? Well, what's your favourite rig to catch flatheads on?
The rigs, I probably like, what was that again?
What's your favourite tactic to catch flatheads on?
Tactic. I normally go more to the rocks area, but like standing on the rocks and go normally,
Estuary fishing?
Huh?
Oh, is that estuary fishing or rock wall fishing?
Yeah, but I don't usually go into the rocks. I normally cast like out. Sometimes like you should go on like canoes. So don't stick to the shallow areas because most of the time they're not there. Stick to more of the mid to deep.
Yeah, mid-deep water's fairly good. Also, another tip of fishing rock walls, get a heavy weight, because when you're fishing rock walls, the tide will be ripping so fast, you're going to want a heavy weight to sink it down, because basically, if you're basically not on the bottom, you're basically not in the game. I kind of made that up, but it not necessarily, because sometimes you'll actually see flathead come up to the surface and eat stuff off the surface. I've seen that happen before. Well, not really personally. I've seen it happen on YouTube and things like that. But anyway, when you're casting, when you're casting off rock walls, you want to cast as far out as you can, because right along where the rocks are will be a bunch of toadfish, leather jackets, things that will destroy your plastics and things like that. But what kind of bait do you like to use?
Baits wise, I usually like plastics because, like I say in part 1, if you watch part 1, for the silver gills, or for
silver brims?
Yeah, silver brim. I used gulps, but for the flatheads, I usually like to use plastics because the plastics, it's more like attracted to the flatheads.
Yeah. If you guys are not familiar with any types of plastics for flatheads, these are some of my favorites. The baby shrimp, the camo color by Berkeley, Gulp Berkeley. But then my number one favorite are the Nemesis pumpkin seeds. Absolutely everything will eat these. Like, as you can see, toads unfortunately have gotten to these and ripped these apart. And if you watched our last episode, you would have seen how you have to put that you have to put jig heads onto the plastic, so then you can actually get them onto the bottom. Now, me personally, I just showed you my favorite plastics. But if you're ever going, Noah, if you're ever going to use a bait, any things like prawns and worms, what would you use?
I wouldn't go for the worms just because they're really light. Even they'll probably just float up to the. Even if you have a deep, a heavy sinker, I will probably just, I don't know, I just don't usually really like worms, so I would.
What about prawns?
I'll go for the prawns. So if you're trying to catch some big flatheads, you can go the full prawns, or you could go for prawns in half, and then you get prawns in half and put it on the hook if you're catching smaller flatheads.
Yeah. Now, if some of you may be wondering what size of plastics you're supposed to be using, when I say size, most people think Like, I mean inches. Like, my favorites are the 4 inches. Absolutely everything will eat these. Also, another really good types are the king prawns. They're the 4-inch king prawns. They're about that big, and they look unreal. If you go to your local BCF, if you're in Australia, they'll have an entire wall full of gulp. What do you call them? Gulp plastics, and wow, I've caught some incredible fish using these gulps. But Noah, what's the biggest flathead that you've ever caught?
Biggest flathead was about probably 8. I think it was biggest. It was probably like a 18.3 centimeter flathead.
Nice. My biggest, this is right before I had a channel, because I've only had a channel for like less than a year now, only 2 months. I once caught a 53. My biggest is a 53. This thing was like a 56.3 centimeter dusky flathead in the deep sea. I was in like 50-meter deep water. Like, it was really deep water, and it was great fun. But then eating it later is the greatest. But Noah, do you like eating flathead?
I don't usually eat flathead, but because like if we catch them, we normally let them go. But sometimes we eat them because like if we're having like a little dinner, we'll eat or past dinner, we'll go fishing, like catch some flatheads and we'll eat them. But
yeah, but this is the thing, you have to gut them, you have to skin them, like you have to cut the skin off.
They're hard to pet.
And also you have to be careful of the spines, because they've actually got a venom in them that makes you keep bleeding. I don't know if I still have the scar of it or not. No, but I got spiked just on my thumb there a little while ago. It was at the beginning of the year. But I got spiked by about a 20 centimeter flathead, so that's tiny, so that's only about that big. And I grabbed him by the lip, and I was getting the hook out for my dad, and he shook his head, and he just got me on his cheekbone, where they have they have spikes on each cheekbone. And I literally, it may have been 3 millimeters of a size, of a cut. And I started dripping blood all over the boat. My hand, the back of my hand was covered in blood. Like, I started dripping blood absolutely everywhere. And plus, I think there might be some sort of numbing thing that was in it, because it didn't really hurt. It didn't really bother me very much. But the best thing to do is to put some white pepper on it and then rinse it in salt water, because that's usually the best way that you can heal it. Anyways, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll put Noah's channel in the description. Go subscribe to him, and press the like button on all of his videos, post notifications, and then share it with your friends too. All that same thing with me, with my channel too. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll never miss out on any videos, and share with some of your friends, because who knows, some of your friends might like my content too. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.